he wants cookie so bad. That's the vibe I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know. Hi. I do want to preface this. I have never read a harlequin romance, so I'm going in blind. I don't know what they're like. I don't know nothing about them. I don't know the tropes. I don't know the variation. I don't know any of that. Just a quick disclaimer. I can't speak. That too. But this is just my opinion of these books. You may love them. I may hate them. I may love them. You may hate them. I don't know. So, just know that these are my opinions. So this is just going to be my review. If you're looking for spoiler free, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, you are in the wrong place. Yeah, let's just jump into it, okay? So, we went, me and my aunt and my mom. Well, never mind, I'm not going to say that. We went to Half Price Books because they have one in this town of Georgia. Okay, so, sorry, it looks like I have a booger, but I don't. I went with this one. I didn't read the description or anything, just got it. But now I have to get a book to throw it off, you know? I don't want to look like some, like, weird person. I'm not saying you're weird if you read these, but I'm, like, younger. Anyways, yeah. We found 2A. Okay, I felt weird just getting these, because, you know, like, how do I word this? I'm young, and, this is kind of not the norm, anyways. So I tried to be normal and I got this. I've been wanting to read this. It hasn't been the first thing I've wanted to read, but I've been looking at it for a while, so naturally I had to get it right. But these babies are the main course in this video. So how old are these? I'm looking. 1975. So the first one is Isle of the... It's coming to me that I'm actually reading these, but anyways, Isle of the Golden Drum by Rebecca Stratton. Look at that cover. Look at that man. Not my type, but okay. She got green eyes and brown hair like me. Okay. Carries wasn't looking forward at all to being stranded on the Pacific island for the next 2 months with her tycoon boss and his son Michael, whom she had just refused to marry. Okay. But the two of them together were less of a problem than the island's owner, the inscrutable Drifford Campbell. Gave us a whole lot of nothing, but I guess that's good, okay? And then this one, I didn't really read, like, the description. I just kind of was like, oh, it could be good. The Habit of Love. Oh, but this one is not Rebecca Stratton. No. This is Joyce Dingwell. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be doing that. But wait, they're in like the same pose. I mean, okay. But yeah, this is called The Habit of Love by Joyce Dingwell. First of all, I'd kill for the last name Dingwell. Don't ask why, I just would. Britt had always spoiled and indulged her young sister, Kara. So perhaps she deserved it when Kara rewarded her by leaving her without a penny in the world. Link Whalen came to the rescue with a suggestion that she marry him. But was that the answer to Britt's problem? I don't know, it could surprise me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know which one I'm gonna read first. You know what? I'll read mine first and say best for last. So that's gonna be my activity. So, I will back in. Oh my god. I will tune back in whenever I start it, whatever book. I don't know, man. I'm just doing this freestyle, okay? I already have thoughts about it. Anyways, I had to close the book, stop reading, and just tell you guys this. So, first, I'm like middle of chapter 2. So there's this character called Kara. It's the main character's sister. First I was like, okay, Kara is just spoiled. From what I know, she is a spoiled younger sister. She was like the favorite child. Like, she does ballet, she models, she dance. You know, the picture perfect. Come on. Hate Kara. Hate her. Get her out of here. The main character, Brit, I don't like her. No. She just has no balls. I think that's like what it's missing, you know? Like, she doesn't have that strong female protagonist type shit. But, I mean, this was the 70s, so like... Oh yeah, another thing about Kara. Fucking hate that bitch. This is, and I quote, "One day, Kara always promised..." Well, first of all, Brit doesn't have balls, so she gives, like, basically all her fucking money that she earns and works for at a school or some shit to Kara for her modeling agency shit and, like, her ballet, because ballet's expensive as fuck. So, Brit needs to stop giving her money that she's hard worked earned and stop giving it to Kara. Like, make Kara work for that shit, girl. Apparently, Brit is interested or is seeing somebody, but he doesn't seem too promising. And it's not the guy, Link Whalen, who is going to be introduced. So, oh, his name is John. John C. John, get out of here too. I have this. I have that much, and I've only read this much. This angle is not the best, but we gonna work with it. Okay, I had to stop like almost halfway. We're almost halfway. So I've come to find out the main character's sister, Kara, oh my god, I hate this so much because, okay, I've already expressed I do not like this character. I do not like this character one bit. Kara and Brit are talking about going on a trip for Aunt Truda's, like, fortune that they gave them after she died or something. And then, oh, since I last recorded, we have met Link Whalen. Brit hates Link, so little enemies to lovers, okay? Brit goes to sleep. She wakes up with a letter from Kara. It basically says, because before she was going on about delaying the booking for the trip. Yeah, no, it was never delayed. Actually, that letter that was left for Brit from Kara telling Brit that her and John left without Brit, who has paid for the whole trip. And then she has the audacity to say, "That's all, Brit. Do please forgive me. You're Kara." I hate Kara so much. Hey, it's actually been like over 2 months. Yeah, it's been over 2 months since I've read this bad boy. This book literally destroyed me because it literally put me in the biggest reading slump. Whenever this came out, 1970 something, honestly, really depressing. No. The 1970s was a weird era, is what I'm getting from this. Specifically in romance books. It caused my reading slump for like a month, and then I got back into reading after the humongous reading slump I've ever had. And then, so I've been reading books like crazy, and so I was like, why not pick this back up? Because, like, what have I got to lose? You know what I mean? I'm gonna finish what I started, okay? So I have a shit ton of notes because I have read 2 chapters, which each chapter is like 15-20 pages. So what I was last talking about was how Kara and John went on the trip together, left Brit completely, even though Brit paid for the trip and she was meaning to go, but they left without her. And John is the guy that Brit was yearning for. So keep that in mind. Now, Brit bumps into Link, who is the male main character in this story. And Brit hates Link. So little enemies to lovers, like I said. They like banter or whatever. Basically, Link's kind of secret comes out that Brit's father, right? Brit's father, who is dead. He's long gone, by the way. He struck up a favor with Link a long time ago, because I guess they were both journalists. I don't know. And that's why Brit had her like money the way that she did and had her job and stuff all secure. And also because in like the first couple chapters or whatever, she had Aunt Truda's fortune. It was actually Link's fortune. It wasn't Aunt Truda's, so it was basically a fucking lie. Link is like, I'd done all this stuff for you, and you didn't know it. And Brit's like,
oh my god, no you didn't, like, you're an ass. Like, you would never do that.
But then he's like, no I did. And then she's like,
okay, fuck, maybe you did.
Link basically, he doesn't ask, he basically demands. Because this is the 70s. Link basically wants Brit to be his wife so that she like doesn't have to worry. I don't know. And you might be asking,
well, what the fuck does Link get out of this? And
Brit actually asks that, and he says, quote unquote, leave that to me. So you're saying it's just sex, right? You just want to get laid, right? Right, Link? You just want to get laid? I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. He doesn't say explicitly what he wants, but I feel like it's very alluded that he wants a little something something. He wants that cookie so bad, you know? Link gives Brit an ultimatum, which is fucked up, but he's being lenient. He's giving her 1 day. And what does she say? She says yes. All we know at that point is that Link and Brit are going to be married soon. We don't know how soon, but he wants it soon. So something about Link, he doesn't want a white formal wedding. So that means like no white dress, no formal ceremony, no nothing. Brit goes out shopping for like just a formal dress, but while shopping, she bumps into a guy named Simon. Basically, he offers her like a job to be like a gown model or something for like his brand or whatever. He names the salary, and of course in the book it doesn't fucking say what the salary is, but Brit was like, holy shit, it's a good salary. Get that bag, twin. Get that bag. She comes back later to where she's staying at. They're staying at a hotel for now because apparently his apartment isn't wife ready. What do you mean by that? Anyways, Brit comes back to the hotel later to tell Link that she has changed her mind because she wants that bag, twin. She wants that bag. Okay, Link has already scheduled the marriage ceremony in like an hour. Basically, it ends up where Link quite literally forces Brit that she's going to go to the marriage ceremony and she's gonna like it type shit. And now they're officially married. A few days go by and Link is now on a business trip, so now Brit is alone, and then she goes back to Simon's dress shop, and she actually ends up doing like an accidental modeling session. I don't even know how that ended up, don't ask me. And she gets paid a little bit. Happy for her to get that bag. Her and Simon end up hanging out a little bit. Simon says to Brit, like, I'm not gonna be in this area. I'm actually leaving for Hawaii to like expand or whatever. But Brit and Link's honeymoon is actually gonna be in Hawaii. She's just like, oh, like, my honeymoon's actually in Hawaii. Then Link comes back home like a few days later or whatever after his business trip. And then he like hangs out with Brit for a little bit and is like, oh, our honeymoon's in like a couple days or whatever. And then he got her over the business trip an engagement ring, and she's like, oh my god, I love it, blah, blah, blah. Which, like, that whole ending of the chapter, I was like really confused because aren't they supposed to hate each other? Like Like, I thought they hated each other and now they're like in love. Like, how? But that is where I'm at now. I'm gonna die. So I finished the book. I'm not giving my thoughts yet because I want to recap you. Oh boy, did a lot happen. Let's get into it. We are in Hawaii, bitch. We're in Hawaii, you know? But it's not a good time because Link is still in the picture. While they're on their honeymoon, like, Link and Brit are acting like they love each other. Like, what happened to the enemies to lovers? Like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. And in the middle of the honeymoon, turns out Link has to go to LA for like a business thing. During your honeymoon, like, that is red flag, like, immediately. And he mentioned how he met like a guy at a cafe or whatever. This man will stay with Brit for like the remainder of the trip, and she doesn't like it either. Thank God. Something that she voices her opinion on. God forbid a woman has an opinion in the 70s, okay? But turns out the man that is watching Brit is Simon. Yes. Yeah, they end up like kind of like catching up and all that stuff. And then Simon reveals that he's in love with Brit. I don't want to say I was thinking that he was like a little, because then that'd make me look like I put him in a stereotype with him like running a salon and stuff, like a dress place. Like, I know like if a man runs like a salon or a dress place, he's not like gay. No. But yeah, I thought he had a little fruitiness to him. So it was kind of a shock when he was like, I'm in love with you, Brit. Simon did not tell Link, like when they were talking in the cafe, he did not tell Link that they knew each other. T right there. But as they travel to Hawaii together, like for the next like few days or whatever, Simon like goes to confess to Brit like that he's done something or whatever. And at the time I thought, I was like, oh, this is about to be some tea, like he's about to confess to murder or some shit. And no, I forgot this was still the 70s, so yeah. But before he can like fully confess to Brit like what he's done or whatever, they get like interrupted by somebody, and I'm like, come on. So the next day there was an earthquake due to a volcanic eruption. Because we're in Hawaii, bitch. Meanwhile, like, Brit and Simon are, like, under a tree, like, just sitting down peacefully and, like, all this shit. And then they, like, feel the earthquake, and so they're like, maybe we should get up. And I'm like, yeah, maybe you should. They're still around the tree, mind you. And the tree literally, this can't be real. The tree literally breaks and falls on Simon. I'm not even joking when I say that either. And Brit is trying to help Simon up, but he won't move because literally there's a tree on top of him. Brit hears him say something, and so she moves like a little closer to his face or whatever. All that was heard was like ... for you. And then Simon literally dies after that. So Simon literally died. So Joyce just killed him off. Link, I guess, hears the news or whatever and then comes back to Hawaii because that's the least he can do. And so he tries to soothe Brit, and she's like explaining like what happened, blah, 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 blah. They leave Hawaii the next day and stay at his apartment, but now it's their apartment because Brit is his wife. Brit is his wife. Yeah. Oh my God. Whoa. And then after a few days, Brit just wants to go snooping through his shit, you know? Because she's a little queen and she's feeling herself. And so she's looking through Link's stuff at his apartment, and she finds a letter from John. And guess what? It's before she got married. So Link literally had that shit. That's fucked up right there. And then Link catches her opening it, like about to open it, and then basically is like, I dare you to read it out loud. It said like, oh, like Kara set me up, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and by the way, I'm in love with you. Apparently everybody's in love with Brit. And then in the letter he says,
"Oh yeah, and I'll be coming home to you soon. Bye, John."
and this was before she got married. She tells him what was in the letter and that she wants to split. Link doesn't let that happen. He's like, "You're not splitting up with me." And then weeks go by, and Link finds out who Simon really is to Brit and confronts her. They're arguing, like, all this stuff. And Brit realizes that she's in love with Link, which is insane timing. Like, he's literally, like, degrading you, and you're like, "I'm in love with him." That just doesn't make sense to me. But then in that same moment, she's like,
"But he never, like, loved me back."
and I'm like, then why are you in love with him? And then I guess Link, like, let it slip that she was in Simon's will, and she's like, what the fuck? And then she asked to see the will, like, later on, and she inherited Simon's salon. But mind you, she doesn't have money of her own. It's just like all Link's in the marriage. A couple weeks go by after she left the apartment, or left Link in there, so they're like on like some weird break or whatever. Weeks go by, and finally Link calls Brit at the salon, I guess, that she's like working on or whatever. He calls to check on her, and he says that he sent something over to her at the salon, and she was like, "I don't need anything else." And he was like, "But still, I sent something. It's supposed to deliver to you." And she's like, "Okay." And Brit opens the door basically to find John, and then later Kara. So John is like, "I came back, blah, 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 blah." And they kiss, but they don't have any chemistry. Yeah. And so basically, like, towards the end, like, he just, like, goes back to his life. And I'm like, that's dumb. And then Kara comes back, and she's like,
"I've been such an awful sister, blah, 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 blah."
and I'm like, yeah, the fuck you have. Like, Brit is way too nice, because she literally is working on giving Kara the salon business. But with the salon business, since Brit doesn't have any money, she needs a company to support the salon business. I don't know. So she goes to Link and asks him, like, "Can you do this for me?" But Link is like suspicious that afterwards she's just gonna like run off or whatever and like leave the country or something. I don't know. Then that leads Brit to confess that she's in love with Link. I think that's a bad idea, but I'm not Brit, am I? So, but he doesn't believe Brit until he starts to walk out, like, literally of his office, like, just leaving her there, and he like turns around and sees that she's still waiting, like, for him, and then he comes back walking and like embraces her or whatever, showing that like he changed his mind or something. Mind you, he still hasn't said, "Oh, I love you too." All he does is like give her a hug, and guess what? That's how it fucking ended. My thoughts on the book, let's just say it is very much reflective of old toxic love. Like, there's a couple paragraphs in here that is just pure abuse, like, on the man's part, because I guess in this era or whatever, it was perceived that a dominant man, literally just an abusive man. It's not a dominant man, it's an abusive man. So that was kind of shocking. Yeah, there was a lot of red flags, let's just say that. It could have been a lot worse. I'm realizing this now. It could have been a lot worse. I'm glad we evolved in books and in real life relationships, period. The interesting part about this book was actually just like the unrealistic plot twists. Like, I found those to be honestly really refreshing and funny. 10 out of 10 for unrealistic plot twists. This really put me through it. I felt every emotion while reading this. That's all. I do have another Harlequin romance. I don't know how that's gonna go, just because how this went. But if you'd like to see that, just comment. Just comment down below if you do want to see that, because like I don't know if I could willingly do a part 2. But let me know if you want to see anything like this. I'll put myself through it. Don't worry. I'll be fine. I was fine. I'm fine. Yeah. Let me know if you want to see anything else. I don't want to say like, comment, subscribe, because that sounds so like corny. But please, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.